In this presentation, we are going to be discussing the fundamentals of OSPF, Open Shortest Path First, Routing Protocol. OSPF is known as a linked state protocol. This means the routers exchange the state of their links, and the cost that is associated with their links is referred to as the metrics. The accumulated value from one router to the next is the cost. The cost determines the best route, because the best route will be the lowest cost. Cost is based on band. Link state advertisements. The acronym is LSAs. LSAs are packaged by the link state protocol and are sent to OSPF neighbors. The algorithm will calculate the shortest path first based on the LSAs. OSPF is based on the Dijkstra's algorithm. Link state update packages contain multiple. Also, with regards to link state advertisements, the advertisements typically include one or more IPv6 prefix that nodes on the local link can use to automatically configure. Also, in the advertisement, there is a lifetime information for each prefix and indications whether it is stateless or stateful, default router information, hop limits, and the amount. So a router link advertisement, it's generated by each router for each area it belongs to. They describe the state of the router's link to the area. These are only flooded within a particular area. So we see in the diagram we have one router on the left side and one router on the right side. Both are trying to send router advertisements. And in the middle are two computers. So the router advertisement packet, the definitions are listed there as far as the source, the router link, local address, all nodes, multicast address, and options, prefix, lifetime, and auto configure. Next, we're going to talk about the 5 packet types. Type 1 is considered to be called hello. It discovers all the OSPF neighbors and builds adjacencies between them. Now, type 2, the database synchronization between routers is checked by. In type 3, link state request, LSR, will request detailed link state records from router to router. Type 4, link state update, LSU, the packages contain multiple LSAs, specific link state records. And then finally, type 5, link state acknowledgement, LSA-CK, will acknowledge the other types of packets. Next, we're going to discuss the 3 values for OSPF. An OSPF neighbor adjacency is formed by 2 routers agreeing on 3 values. These 3 values are hello interval, dead interval, and network type. Router. So next, let's talk about message encapsulation format. We could see on the far right side that the hello packet is very important because all the information here is necessary for the packet to be able to be delivered. So this is the full header here, but we notice on the far right side is the hello packet. It's part of the OSPF packet type specific data. The hello packet belongs on the far right side. The OSPF hello protocol discovers OSPF neighbors and will establish adjacencies with these. There are guidelines that the advertisements must meet before the neighbors can agree to become neighbors, used by multi-access networks to elect a designated router. Now, the IPv6 neighbor discovery neighborhood solicitation message, we could see in the diagram that the whole point in the two computers here making the connection is to exchange packets. So they're going to exchange packets on this link. So we have the computer on the left side is source A, and the computer on the right side is source B. And they go and solicited a node multicast of B, link layer address of A, and what is your link address? Is that sending out to computer B? So computer B replies with that information to A. And that way the information is now exchanged in the packets. So there's a lot of commands with the OSPF, and I just wanted to mention a few that are important as far as being able to enable an OSPF. So we have the router OSPF1, we have a router -ID, we have the network with the area, which is important to the OSPF, and then we have changed the OSPF dead/hello intervals, which is the interface command. Another command that's necessary is the area-ID, because it refers to the OSPF area. The OSPF area is a group of routers that share the same link state information. So the command would be router OSPF1. And the next thing that we'd like to discuss is the designated router and the backup designated router. The acronym for the designated router is DR, and the acronym for the backup designated router is BDR. So a multi-access needs a designated router, a DR, and a backup designated router, BDR. When the network is point-to-point, these routers are not needed. And the DR receives the LSAs only when there is a change. More information about DR and BDR. The designated router is one of the most important network components. If it were to fail, the backup designated router would need to work. OSPF picks a single designated router, which is considered the logical decision maker. And it will make the major decisions when it receives a link state request, an LSR. So what it means for the neighbors is the more neighbors, the more work for the designated router and for the backup designated router. Because we know that if the designated router were to go down and fail, then we would need the backup designated router. So these are very important components when it comes to the network. And we need to know how to enable a router. We need to know about the following command. So we have router OSPF process ID-ID. The process ID is a locally significant number between 1 and 65535. It does not have to match other OSPF routers. In the conclusion, we have shown how to calculate the cost based on Dijkstra's algorithm, and that the best route is the shortest route. This presentation presented how the router advertisement functions, and we discussed designated router and backup designated router, and how each play an important role in a network. Thank you for watching.